What's up, everybody? Jack Farr here on behalf of Box to Box Football. Obviously, I'm joined here with by James. We're going to do kind of a little rapid-fire game of what's more likely. So I'm going to give James two different scenarios of what's going to happen, and James is going to tell me what's more likely. Probably talk about it for 30 seconds or so, and then we will move on. So, James, first of all, what is more likely? Harry Kane playing his football next season in Manchester, or Erling Haaland playing his football in Spain next season?
Probably. I think Harry Kane playing in Manchester.
Ooh, okay. Well,
I just feel the point of view like Tottenham aren't going to make Champions League. Let's be honest. Yes, they won 4-0 today against Sheffield United, who are bottom of the table.
Right.
Yeah. At Tottenham, he's done everything possibly to do, scored a bunch of goals. By winning trophies, he's scored a bunch of goals. And probably the only thing he has left is to be Tottenham's all-time leading goal scorer. But I just feel at this moment of time, he's turning 28, Jack. He's turning 28. I feel like he's going to want to jump ship now, and he's want to go to a contending team. Unfortunately, I don't see Barcelona or Real Madrid playing out that type of money for him. I feel like they're looking at other players, and I think he's comfortable in a Premier League, and he also has his eye on Alan Shearer's record. I just feel Man United, Man City are just the best option.
I agree. I just think Daniel Levy's going to ask for so much, so I just don't think it's going to surprise me if they do a gentleman's agreement where maybe it's not this season, but the season after they'll let him go for a reasonable amount. I also think Haaland under 100 million euros to Real Madrid. I just feel like that's kind of in the stars. Okay, next up, James, what is more likely? Chelsea winning the league next year or Spurs winning any trophy next year?
Chelsea win the league, Tottenham ain't win none. That's just let's just move on to the next question.
To be fair, the reason why I put this in is because I thought Chelsea might be a little bit rogue enough if they can carry on to it. But I think you're right. Like Spurs' chance in the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup, yeah, I'd probably take the odds on Chelsea winning the league. James, number 3. What's more likely? England winning Euro 2021 or an all-English Champions League final this year?
I think an all-English Champions League final because both teams take a huge advantage to going into the second leg, and I feel like England are good, but there's better teams out there.
We also love Botnagate when it matters most.
Yeah.
James, number 4. Jose Mourinho. Is it more likely he's going to have his next management job in England or anywhere else abroad?
I feel like Jose, as I said, Jose, to me, as a manager, reached the highest heights a manager could possibly reach. But recently, he just hasn't been the man, and to be sacked in his last 3 jobs, it's difficult. He's already coached at Manchester United, which when he did, it was a great fit, and everyone thought it was going to work out. Didn't. Tottenham was a bit of a shock, but you kind of said, okay, maybe he can make them great again. All different circumstances, but he goes out. I don't think that there's another job for him there at the highest heights. What other job could he really take? Maybe the Everton job. I don't think Arsenal would take him as much as I would like him in charge. I don't think we would take him. So I think he might even be looking at the Portugal role soon.
I've always thought with Mourinho, I don't think international football would ever appeal to him at this stage. I think he loves being in it too much. He needs to be a member of a club. I'd love to see him back in Italy personally. A team like Milan, I think that would be really, really cool. Jose Mourinho there. Even Roma, like I said, Paulo Fonseca, if he's not going to be with us next season, I would take Jose Mourinho in a heartbeat. Number 5, James, what's more likely? Virgil van Dijk comes back from injury and picks up right where he left off, or Liverpool finish outside the top 4 next season?
Virgil van Dijk could come back like right where he left off. I don't think things will change much for him. Yeah, he might lose a bit of speed, but I think the thing that got me with Virgil van Dijk so much was his ability to read the game, his understanding of the game, his timing, things like things like that. Of course, his pace matters, but the other side of his game, his overall defensive reading of the game is excellent. So yeah, I'd see him come back and just being the best again.
He didn't tear a kind of brain muscle, did he? So yeah, he's probably going to be okay. Number 6, what is more likely, James? Arteta gets fired next season, or Arsenal finish in the top 6? Ooh.
It depends what you're looking at here. I think from the fans' point of view, a lot of them are now in this Arteta out camp, and we'll do a video on it. But looking at the board, I don't think that they would sack him regardless of anything goes on. I think he has a 3-4 year plan. They're gonna stick to it. But if I'm being honest, probably get top 6 than Arteta being sacked. I see Arteta being here for the long haul. That's the point of view from the board side. The fan side is a whole completely different discussion now that we can get to. But Arsenal get top 6, which is both very, very unlikely.
Right. Number 7, James, what is more likely? Frank Lampard taking over at Crystal Palace, or Scott Parker getting the Spurs job? Some of these are good. I'm patting myself on the back over here. Some of these are great.
I think they're both likely.
Yeah.
That's for me. That's the awkward thing. I think that they're both likely, but do you know what? I'm going to say Scott Parker getting the Tottenham.
Me too.
Because I just feel like the way Tottenham are, and especially with the last appointment that they just made, bringing in Ryan Mason, it looks like they want that young, new bit of blood.
Here's the club.
You know, been with the club, understands the game, understands the Premier League. Scott Parker's, for me, done a really, really good job with Fulham. I know they're getting relegated, but there's so many different circumstances there. So yeah, I see Scott Parker.
Final one, James. What's more likely? With rumours circulating recently about some potential unrest at Juventus, is Cristiano Ronaldo going to be playing football for Manchester United next season? Or is it more likely he's going to be playing his football at Real Madrid next season?
I think he still stays at Juventus. You've seen today how valuable this guy is.
That was not an option.
Yeah, I know it's not an option, but it depends. Because if Real Madrid win the Champions League, then I don't see him coming back.
Right.
I don't see him coming back at all. But if they don't, I see him. I'm going to say Real Madrid for now. Real, like it just feels like a match in heaven. As much as I would like to see Ronaldo back in the Premier League with Manchester United, which would be so cool, I just think the Real Madrid romance story just sounds a lot cooler and better.
I agree with you. There were points this season certainly where I was hoping for Messi at Man City, Ronaldo at Man United. You know, I don't know, maybe have Pep and Mourinho both in there again as well. Obviously, I'm just making stuff up at this point, but that would have been very cool. But I've got to agree with you. Doesn't feel like it's going to happen. This kind of great return to Manchester United. The Real Madrid one probably more likely. Although I agree with you, I think it's going to be Juve or maybe even PSG, depending on what happens with Mbappe or Neymar. Everybody at home, let me know what you think. Any of these kind of stick out to you? Do you think James is crazy on any of his picks here? Do you think I'm crazy on any of these picks? Drop a like, please subscribe, hit that bell. Gives you a notification to know that when we have posted a video or when we go live, which is something we've started doing a lot more recently. But until next time, we'll see you.